Welcome. Today we will discuss another class of DC drives, that is chopper control drives. As we discussed in the beginning, so there are DC drives are of two types. One is converter control drives or phase control converter phase DC drives. The other one is the chopper control DC drives. So today we will discuss chopper control DC drives. First one we will discuss some of the chopper circuit configurations, circuit connections. First one is type A chopper or class A chopper, which is a single quadrant chopper. The chopper circuit is like this. This plus minus VDC supply. This is the chopper 1, and here you have the freewheeling diode across the output D1, and this is the voltage applied to the machine and filter. This is the filter and machine inductance L, and this is the motor plus minus EB, and motor current is like this IA. So, this is the positive direction of the motor current. So, in this type A chopper, when chopper is on or CH1 is on, voltage applied to the motor VA equals to supply voltage V, and so current flows through the load. And when chopper is up, so because the output circuit is inductive, the armature inductance, armature winding has inductance, there may be additional filter inductance to make the current smooth. So, even in series motor field inductance is there. So, machine circuit is inductive in nature, and when chopper 1 is switched off and current has to flow a path in a inductive circuit, current cannot change instantaneously. So, current has to flow in a path. So, accordingly L dI by dt, voltage across the induced voltage across the inductor will be such that diode D1 will be forward biased and D1 will go into conduction when chopper 1 is up. So, D1 conducts when chopper is up. So, when D1 conducts, VA equals to 0. So, if chopper 1 is on for duration T on, time duration T on, and off for duration T off, and motor current is continuous. That means, during the freewheeling period current does not go to 0, then average voltage VA equals to T on divided by T on plus T off into V, that is delta into V, where delta equals to T on by T is the duty ratio. That is because you can find out when chopper, this is the time versus voltage V A. So, when chopper is on, voltage V is applied to the motor, and when the chopper is off, voltage motor freewheeling is occurring. So, voltage is 0. So, again when chopper is on, V is applied. So, if you want to know the current wave, this is the voltage VA waveform, current is continuous, So, current increases exponentially, decreases exponentially, and increases. Current increase starts from I minimum and increases to I maximum. So, this is the current waveform, exponential exponential increase and exponential decrease. When current is discontinuous, load current is discontinuous, the waveform of the current will be like this. exponential increase, then decay like this. This is the T, this is the armature current waveform IA. So motor voltage waveform. So when this is V applied, and when during this is the T on, and this is the time Tm when freewheeling takes place. So voltage is 0, then again it is EB. So you can find out in this case average voltage VA equals to V into T on plus Tm minus T on into EB divided by T, that is delta into V plus Tm minus T on into frequency times EB, chopping frequency. So this is the expression for discontinuous current. Then we will go to the second chopper circuit configuration, which is regenerative chopper or chopper for regenerative braking. Just one addition in the previous chopper circuit, that is type A chopper, type A. So for continuous current VA equals to delta V, and for discontinuous current VA equals to delta V plus Tm minus T on by T times EB. So as you can see from these expressions, delta is, the value of delta is between 0 and 1. So you can say VA voltage, average voltage applied to the motor, positive, always positive, and motor current IA, average current IA is also always positive. So we have operation in the VA IA plane, both are VA IA are positive. So it is the for the first quadrant in type A chopper. That means you can have only forward motoring, single quadrant chopper with in the forward motoring. You see, VA is representative of speed, IA is representative of torque. Speed depends upon VA, torque depends on IA. So speed and torque both are positive. So you get only forward motoring in type A chopper. It is a single quadrant chopper. So now we are going to discuss chopper for regenerative braking. So this is the chopper circuit. A voltage V is applied as shown, and this is the conventional motor current. IA positive motor current is like this, IA. So and this is the back EMF of the motor, and this is the total inductance of the circuit, that is including armature inductance and filter inductance, and this is the chopper. Let us denote, this is the chopper 2. Chopper 1 was there in the previous circuit, this is chopper 2, and this is the diode D2, and this voltage across the output is VA. So when regenerative braking can occur? If the load is overhauling type, it drives the machine as generator. Overhauling type means lift, crane, hoist type of load. When the load is being lowered, or in that case the load can drive the machine. So machine operates as generator. So regenerative braking is essential. So in this case, as machine is driven as a generator, and you can always have motor back EMF EB greater than voltage V. So if EB is greater than V, then IA the conventional current IA is negative, that means current flows in the opposite direction. And in this case, when chopper is on, chopper means chopper 2 is on, current IA flows through the chopper circuit. So, you have VA equals to 0, voltage across the output is 0. And in this case, because supply is there, EB is there and there is no load connected. So, current builds up, magnitude of the current IA increases, and when chopper is up, CH2 is up, because inductive circuit, current IA has to flow, take a path, current can in inductive circuit cannot change instantaneously. So, D2 gets forward biased because of the LDI by dt voltage in the circuit, D2 gets forward biased and goes into conduction. So, current flows from machine to the supply source, giving by regenerative braking action. So, you have in this case VA equals to V. So, regenerative braking action is obtained, some braking energy is fed back to the supply when the chopper is in off mode, and in the process current may decrease. If the current decreases, again chopper 2 is made on, so that again magnitude of the current increases. So, this process goes on cyclically. So, you have average voltage VA is positive for this chopper and average current IA is negative, because you see the convention of the positive current like this. So, average current is negative. So, if you plot in VI plane or speed torque plane, if this is VA average voltage, this is average current. So, current is negative, voltage is positive. So, this is the regenerative chopper in the second quadrant, operating in the second quadrant. Now, this circuit cannot give forward motoring operation which was there in the previous circuit, that is type A chopper. It can give only regenerative braking chopper. So, this is also a single quadrant chopper. Now, in the next chopper circuit, we will combine both the two circuits we have discussed and we get a 2 quadrant chopper which can give forward motoring as well as regenerative braking. So, at the input you have the applied voltage V, this is the chopper 1 which was there, and this is the diode D1 in the type A chopper, and in the regenerative chopper this was the chopper 2 and this was the diode D2. So, now you have two circuits combined in a single circuit. So, you can say when chopper 1 is on, so let us write this is VA, this is VA. When chopper 1 is on, VA is plus V. When chopper 1 is up, VA is 0, and when chopper 2 is on, VA is 0, and when chopper 2 is off and chopper 1 is not on and machine is operating as a generator, D2 will conduct and you get regenerative braking action. So, you have chopper 1 and D1 gives type A chopper operating in the first quadrant giving forward motoring operation, and chopper 2 and D2 gives operation in the second quadrant regenerative braking action. So, you have in this case VA is positive, average output voltage VA is positive and average motor current IA is positive or negative, that is reversible. So, if you see it in the VI plane, vertical axis is the speed axis or voltage axis, horizontal axis is the current axis or the torque axis. So, chopper 1 D1 gives forward motoring and chopper 2 and D2 gives regenerative braking. So, you get 2 quadrant operation. In the first quadrant you have chopper 1 and D1 giving forward motoring operation, and in the second quadrant you have chopper 2 and D2 operating and giving regenerative braking action. So, you get 2 quadrant chopper. Now, in this circuit, chopper circuit, VA is always positive and current is reversible. So, torque is reversible, voltage speed is not reversible. So, if a certain drive requires reversible speed operation, then we will have for that another 2 quadrant chopper where voltage is reversible, that we will discuss. So, this is the third circuit topology, let us say third circuit topology. Let us go to the fourth topology. So, at the left you have the supply, DC supply V, this is CH1, this is CH2, 2 chopper switches, this is D1 diode, this is diode D2, and this is motor voltage V, motor back EMF EB, and this is the motor current IA, and this is the VA. So, this chopper, this is also a 2 quadrant chopper, but different from the previous one. So, here when CH1 and CH2 are on, then motor with the filter is connected to the DC source. So, you have motor voltage VA equals to plus V, voltage applied. So, current builds up. So, you have IA is positive. Now, when chopper 1 and chopper 2 are switched off, because the motor circuit is inductive in nature, current has to take a path to flow. So, D1 and D2 will be forward biased and current will flow from the machine to, through D1 and D2 to the supply. So, in this case CH1 and CH2 are off. So, IA is still positive because it cannot be negative, IA is still positive. So, you have voltage across the machine VA equals to minus V, as you can inspect the circuit when D1 and D2 are connecting, VA is negative. So, you have voltage reversible, you can apply plus V and you can apply minus V. So, on duration is, let us write, on duration is T on and off duration is T off. So, if you inspect the voltage waveform, in this case you can apply like this. This is time versus VA. So, for on period, on time interval you apply plus V, and for off duration you apply minus V. So, if in this operation T off is less than T on, VA is positive. If T off is greater than T on, VA is negative. So, VA can be positive or negative, but IA is positive. So, if you consider the quadrant wise operation, you see speed torque plane or VA IA plane, current is always positive, current cannot be negative in this circuit because circuit connections are like this. These are unidirectional switches. So, you have operation in the first quadrant and fourth quadrant, reversible voltage, reversible speed, but current and torque are not reversible. This is also a 2 quadrant chopper, but different type. This is one operation when chopper 1 and chopper 2 are on simultaneously and off simultaneously, but it can be possible chopper 1 and another mode of operation, chopper 1 and chopper 2 are on for a certain duration, then chopper 2 is switched off. In that case, current flows through CH1 and D1. So, you have VA equals to 0. So, chopper 1 and D1 conducts implies VA equals to 0. So, you can have plus V and 0 application. So, you have average voltage positive. Similarly, chopper 2 is on, chopper 1 is switched off, CH2 and D2 conduct. So, this is also freewheeling action and VA is 0. So, you can have average voltage anything desirable according to chopper control. Then we have discussed single quadrant chopper, 2 quadrant chopper, then we'll discuss a 4-quadrant chopper. 4-quadrant chopper means it gives 4-quadrant operation of the DC drive. That means voltage is reversible as well as current is reversible. Speed and torque both are reversible. So, that is the 4-quadrant chopper. So, at the extreme left you have the supply voltage, DC supply voltage to the chopper circuit plus V, and this is the motor current IA, and this is the motor voltage VA. Motor is across the load terminals, and you have here 4 chopper switches and 4 diodes. Diodes are in reverse parallel to chopper switches. So, you can see this CH1, CH2 and D1 and D2, they give reversible speed, reversible voltage with positive current, that we have just discussed in the previous slide. So, in the previous chopper circuit consisted of CH1, CH2, D1, D2 as marked. So, this gives positive motor current IA and voltage is reversible, voltage can be plus positive or negative. So, current is reversible. So, now other circuit is CH3, CH4, D3 and D4. So, CH4, D3, D4, this is another type of circuit that is discussed in the previous slide, but it is connected in opposite polarity to the motor. So, they gave negative motor current, IA is negative and voltage is reversible. So, I am making it clear. So, in this CH1, CH2, D1, D2, these switches give reversible voltage and hence speed, reversible speed, but positive motor current. And CH3, CH4, D3, D4, they give reversible voltage, that means positive and negative, reversible voltage speed but negative motor current. So, you get operation in all 4 quadrants. So, VA or speed, IA or current. So, you have reversible voltage, positive motor current with CH1, CH2, D1, D2 and negative motor current and reversible voltage with CH3, C4, D3, D4. So, you get all 4 quadrant operation. So, this is a this chopper can give all types of operation, that is motoring, all types of motoring, generating, reverse motoring and braking operations of DC drive. So, this is a 4 quadrant DC drive can be obtained with a 4 quadrant chopper circuit like this. Next, we will discuss chopper control strategy. So, there are 2 types of control strategies. One is constant frequency operation. Frequency means here chopping frequency, frequency of the chopper. Another one is variable frequency operation. In constant frequency system, F, that means T, both are constant. Of course, you know chopping frequency F equals to 1 by chopping time T, chopping duty time T, 1 by T, F is 1 by T. So, F and T are constant. So, T on is varied to vary the output voltage and current. So, T on is varied. So, this is also called pulse width modulation, because width of the pulse on pulse is varied, pulse width modulation. In variable frequency operation, F is variable, F is variable means T, that is 1 by F, which is T is sum of T on plus T up, that is variable. So when T is variable, T1 and Tf both should not vary simultaneously. So one should be kept constant, either T1 should be kept constant or Tf should be constant, so that T is variable frequency. So this is the variable frequency modulation. So strategy is T1 or Tf is kept constant, one of them is kept constant. So this is the frequency modulation. Next we will discuss analysis of type A super fed DC drive. So we are going to discuss about a series DC motor drive. You know the type A chopper circuit. So you have a chopper switch here, and you have a freewheeling diode across the output D1 plus minus. This is the instantaneous back EMF EB, this is the instantaneous armature current IA, and CH1 and D1 comprise the chopper. You have the voltage applied V, and this is the motor voltage VA, and this is the L inductance. So this is a series motor. So L means L is inductance of the armature plus inductance of the field plus filter inductance if it is there. You can write plus L filter if it is there. Similarly, total resistance R is armature resistance plus field resistance. Filter usually does not have resistance, R plus Rf. So because it is a series motor, you can write field flux phi is Kf Ia plus residual. Phi Res is the residual flux, and after you will neglect, apart from residual flux, remaining component of the flux is proportional to armature current. Because it is a series motor, you neglect the saturation. So what is the back EMF? EB, that is K phi into N. K phi N, that is Kf IAN plus K phi residual into N. Let us write it as Kaf into Ia into N plus K residual into N, where Kaf is Kf and K residual is K into phi residual. Here this is the instantaneous back EMF EB, and current IA is instantaneous, and speed is the instantaneous speed N in radian per second. But usually speed varies very slowly compared to armature current. Armature current varies fast because its time constant is small, speed time constant, mechanical time constant is large, it does not vary. So you can assume N is constant, that is N equals to N. N is the average speed in radian per second, and the speed is constant. So you neglect the speed variations. So with that, EB equals to Kaf Ia into N plus K residual into N. So if we draw the current waveform for first type continuous current, horizontal axis is time, vertical axis, first let us draw it for voltage VA. This is the on period T on, this is the off time T off, this is plus V. When the chopper is on, you apply plus V to the motor VA, and when chopper is off, VA is 0. This is the voltage waveform VA. Now let us draw the current waveform. Because current is continuous, when the chopper is on, current will increase exponentially. So at the beginning of the on interval, current starts from minimum value, and at the end of the on period, current achieves the maximum value. And during off period, chopper is off, so current is freewheeling, so current decays exponentially, and again it comes back to I minimum at the end of the off time before the next on period starts. So this is the current waveform IA. This is for continuous case. For discontinuous case, current starts from 0 at the on interval, it increases exponentially and again decreases to 0, and this is the on time, this is the point where Tm is the time when current comes to 0, and again current remains. So this is the current waveform and this is the VA waveform, and here you have the EMF EB, back EMF EB. When current comes to 0, voltage across the output terminal VA is EB, back EMF EB. So let us do mathematically. During on time of chopper, the equation is V A equals to IA R plus L dIA by dt plus EB. This is the KVL applied to the armature machine circuit. VA equals to IAR plus L di by dt plus EB. R is the total resistance in the circuit, L is the total inductance in the circuit, and EB is the back EMF. Here you have EB back EMF equals to KAF into IA into N plus K residual into N, and VA, this is the EB all the time. So VA equals to plus V for the time between 0 to T on, when the chopper is on, and VA equal to 0 for time between T on to T, that is the off period of the chopper, off time of the chopper. So with this you have for time between 0 to T on, the equation is R I A plus L dI by dt plus back EMF is KAF IA into N plus K residual into N equals to V. Now you have to solve this differential equation to find the expression of the armature current IA. So you can do it. So let us combine the terms. R plus KAF into N times IA plus L into dIA by dt equals to V minus K residual into N, K residual into N. So in the last equation you see this is a simple RL circuit. At the extreme left you have the effective resistance, then this is the inductive voltage and this is the applied voltage. RL circuit applied a DC voltage to it, DC voltage being V minus K residual into N. So what is the expression of the armature current? IA equals to, as you know, what is the expression for current build up in RL circuit with DC voltage applied? V steady state current is V minus K residual into N divided by R plus KF into N. So this is the steady state current and it is exponential increase to that value 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau, where tau is the time interval, time period, and then you have initial current which is I minimum into e to the power minus t by. So, this is the expression where tau is the time period, that is L by R. L by R is the effective resistance, R plus K F into N. This is the effective resistance in the denominator. So, tau is the electrical time constant. So, this is the expression for the armature current, and in this expression you see in the right hand side this term is the steady state current, this term is exponential increase, and last term is initial current which decays exponentially, because the initial term always decays exponentially, it is a transient value and it decays exponentially because there is no voltage to support it. So, it decays exponentially. So, in this expression if you put t equals to t on, you will have I A equals to I max, maximum value of the current, that is indicated here. If you put t equals to t on, I A equals to I A max. So, now we will write it substituting that I max is V minus K residual into N divided by R plus K A F into N. This is the steady state value. Then 1 minus e to the power minus t on by tau, because time is now t on, plus initial value of the current is I minimum into e to the minus t on by tau. Let us number, this is the equation 1. Now, for time between t on to t, that is off time, freewheeling action takes place. So, V A equals to 0, V equals to 0. So, we will write the equation, then you have R plus K A F into N into I A plus L into d I A by dt equals to V is 0. So, you have minus K residual into N in the right hand side. So, in this equation t is the time and we will replace t by t dash, that is t minus t on. So, that our reference time t dash now starts from beginning of the off time, off interval. So, with that you can write what will be the expression for I A then during time during this interval. You see steady state current is voltage minus K residual by N is the applied voltage, and resistance is effective resistance is R plus K F N. So, this bracketed term is the steady state current and it increases exponentially, decreases it is exponential t dash by tau. Then initial value of the current is I maximum at the beginning, I maximum into e to the minus t dash by tau. I hope all of you understand this derivation of this expression, armature current expression. This comes simply RL circuit with a voltage minus K residual N, RL circuit with a voltage minus K residual N applied to the circuit. So, with that if you put t equals to t, then I A equals to I minimum, because at the end of the duty time, duty interval t, end of the off period interval, current comes back to minimum value I minimum. So, with that substitution you can write I minimum equals to minus K residual into N divided by R plus K A F into N into 1 minus e to the power minus t minus t on by tau. You see t dash by tau is like this, and let us put it in a curly bracket plus I maximum into e to the power minus t on by tau. Let us number this equation as 2. So, now equation 1 and equation 2 are two equations involving two unknowns I minimum and I maximum. So, you can solve equation 1 and 2 simultaneously to get the expression for minimum current I minimum and maximum current I max, other things are constant. So, with that you can write I minimum, I am giving you the result, it is a task for you, you solve for I minimum and I maximum using these two equations. So, it is V divided by R plus K A F n 1 minus e to the power minus e to the power t on by tau minus 1 divided by e to the power t by tau minus 1. This is one term, other term minus k residual into n divided by r plus k a n. Let us denote this is equation 3. This is the equation 3 gives the value of I minimum in terms of other parameters, and next we will write for I maximum, that is V divided by R plus K A F n 1 minus e to the power minus t on by tau divided by 1 minus e to the power minus k residual into n divided by r plus k f. This is equation 4. So, in the case this is for continuous current. If current is discontinuous, obviously if current is discontinuous, I minimum is 0 and I maximum you can find out, I maximum is V minus k residual n divided by r plus k a f into n. This is the steady state value into 1 minus e to the power minus t on by tau. This is I minimum and I maximum for discontinuous current. Now, you have got the limits of the current I minimum and I maximum, and using them you have got the expression of the current I A. So, you can compute the average value of the current I A using the general technique, and also you can find out torque and speed, and you can now plot them, the speed torque characteristics for DC series motor with chopper control. This is speed, vertical axis is speed, horizontal axis is torque. You see average voltage V A I have already derived equals to delta into V for continuous current, and V A equals to delta into V plus k residual into n. This is the back EMF when the current comes down to 0, the back EMF value is k residual into n into t minus T m by T. So, VA can be varied by varying the duty ratio delta. When delta is 1, output voltage is maximum. So, speed is given by a graph like this, which you have already derived. This is for delta equals to 1 when the output voltage is maximum. As delta is reduced, then the graphs will come down like this. So, you can say delta equals to 0.8, delta equals to 0.6, delta equals to 0.4. So, graphs for speed torque graphs for different values of duty ratio are like this. So, this was the discussion on separately series DC motor drive. Next, we will discuss separately excited DC motor drive. In separately excited DC motor drive, EB is K phi into N. So, it is constant because flux is constant in separately excited DC motor drive, EB is constant. So, now you can do the same analysis as you have done for series DC motor. In series DC motor, back EMF EB was K AF IA into N plus K residual into N. In the series motor, first term was a term proportional to armature current. Now in series DC motor, flux is constant, so this term is 0 and this is only present constant back EMF term. Now whatever analysis you have done for the series motor, replace the K residual N by K phi N for the separately excited DC motor. For separately excited DC motor, K residual N in DC motor is replaced by K phi N, and in DC series motor you have effective resistance R was armature resistance plus filter inductance resistance plus KAF into IA. Here there is no term proportional to IA, no sorry, just a minute, KF into N, this term is absent, field this is also not there, so you have now R is equals to RA. This is for series motor, this is for shunt motor. So with these substitutions you can extend same analysis for DC series motor to separately excited DC motor to for the analysis. And if you plot the speed torque characteristics for the shunt DC motor, you have delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, delta 4. So delta 4 less than delta 3, less than delta 2, less than delta 1, maybe delta 1 is 1. So speed torque characteristics for series DC motor. Then we will have one more chopper circuit discussion, that is multi-phase chopper. For high power drives, high power applications, drives or any other applications where power is high, several type A choppers are operated in parallel. Say CH1, D1 and L1, they comprise one type A chopper, CH2, D2 and L2, they comprise another type A chopper, they are operating in parallel. So this is a two-phase chopper. So there can be any three phase or any type number of phases of the chopper depending on how many choppers are you are operating in parallel. Because there are two choppers in parallel, they can share the higher, this is the total current, total motor current IA, this is IA1 current shared by chopper 1, this is the current shared by chopper 2. So higher current can be made with operating choppers in parallel. So there are two modes of operation, in phase operation and another one is phase shift operation. As the name indicates, in phase choppers the currents are in same time phase. This is the time axis. So this is the current ICH1 and current in chopper 2 ICH2 is in phase with the current in chopper 1. So it is in phase operation. So resultant current is sum of these two, total current ICH1 plus ICH2 in phase operation. In phase shift operation, the two currents in different phases are phase shifted like this. So this is ICH1 and current in chopper 2 ICH2 is out of phase from current in chopper 1. So this is phase shift operation. Sometimes they can be totally out of phase or maybe partially phase shifted. this is IA, that is ICH1 plus ICH2. This is phase shift operation, current waveform from phase shift operation. So, with this high multi-phase chopper, higher power output can be obtained, and also supply harmonic current can be effectively reduced. So, this is used for many high power applications. Thank you for your attention.